It's hard to believe now, but there was a time when Blox Fruits didn't exist. Brookhaven wasn't around as well, and Adopt.me was just starting to build its nice reputation. But even before all that, there was a game about building boats, ships, or whatever weird thing you can build just to sail as far as possible to find treasure. That's basically how you would describe build a boat for treasure. A game pretty much everyone has heard of. And this game is the reason why I started playing Roblox. The game has really interesting features and I would like to talk about them, along with a few thoughts of my own. Because this game has been through a lot and still has around 20,000 active players, which makes it even more interesting. Let me start how the game has changed its focus. If you play it back in 2018 or earlier, you will understand what I'm talking about. Build a Boat used to be a game where you can actually build a ship, sail it through tons of obstacles and maybe reach the treasure at the end. The title wasn't lying, but even then, there was already a small problem. There are legends that some people actually sail at a proper ship all the way to the treasure. Maybe it's true, but I don't believe it. Most players floated on some random raft or on some heavily armored what the hell is that. But now not many people play it this way. Reaching the chest at the end isn't a big deal anymore. There are tons of ways to get there. Not on ships of course, but with flying machines. Actually, even that's old stuff. Nowadays people build auto farms, some of which can be set up in 5 minutes or less. And what's my point? Back in the day, getting to the end was actually a challenge. From the start, you only had 6 wood blocks, a stool and the will to survive. Even the quest window used to require you to reach the end at least once, so you had to earn gold and beat the obstacles without tons of extra blocks. Nowadays, you log into the game and you already have a driver's seat and even a motor to avoid rocks. And your first run already gives you a decent amount of gold, at least by early game standards. As for the rest of the game, well, there is not much to say. You either fly straight to the end or ride a conveyor belt through the entire map. Almost nobody plays the game the way it was originally meant to be played. And yeah, the original goal, the whole idea of the game, isn't the main activity anymore. These days, aside from building another auto farm, most people spend their time working on massive projects, some of which still amaze me. And here's the funny part, the dev doesn't seem to mind about anything, in fact he might actually like it. I can't be the only one who had noticed this strange trend. New items keep getting added, but some of them are almost useless for building something creative. But for making the next overpowered farm, perfect. Who needed that magnet? Ah, I got it now. And the bugs that have existed for 100 years are still here. Honestly, they will probably never get fixed. And I'm sure we will see more unbalanced items in the future. Because, like I said, the dev doesn't try to patch the bugs. He just adds new ones. And players turn them into tools for their own goals. To be fair, that's probably why the game is still alive and why it won't disappear from Roblox. It gives you a small space and a simple goal, but also gives you opportunity to play unfair. Not many games offer that kind of freedom. So what was this whole video is about? After being away from the game for a long time, I decided to come back and see what's going on there. Like I said at the beginning, the original idea still exists, but only in the game's name. Nobody plays the classic way anymore. That's a little bit sad, but also expected. Everyone already got enough back in 2018. And now most players are just too rich and too bored. So what's left? You either build something huge or do something completely ridiculous. Anyway, I hope this game lasts as long as possible and people will still remember it even after many years. Goodbye or whatever.